We are not available now. Please leave your name and phone number after the beep. We will return your call.
I must have accidentally.
Oh, gotcha.
Let me.
How are you? I didn't do it.
No, somebody else did. That's live.
Huh?
That's live. That's her singing live.
I know that,
That's
but
the
why did you
Japanese.
just use a normal one instead of using one that's live?
Anyway, yeah, I just wanted you to see that half of it anyway.
Darren, I don't like watching live from a recorder. Now, real life, yes. But in a recorder, it sucks. They have live on Pandora, and I don't like it at all. It's too loud, and it's... I don't know.
Yeah, I
A
can
little
understand.
on sometimes. It's not the
I can
same as
understand.
records. Huh?
I can understand why
I
you're
just...
thinking,
It's just, I
why
just don't
you
like...
think that.
I don't think I just don't like it. I never did. It's just it's annoying hearing it live off on record. Now I can see it if it was recorded like it would be on a CD kind of thing. But recording it from live, I don't like it. I just don't think it's really that nice and pleasant to hear.
You ready to
Yes.
continue the vote?
Yes. So me and you forever then? Right, Darren? Or
Yes.
do you want me for her?
Yes.
Online,
You okay?
it begins a floating castle consisting of 100 floors. The players live
What the hell? Okay, hold on. I hate it when it freezes.
Are you mad or something?
No, I just hate it when it freezes stuff like that.
I'm just saying my opinion. I just don't like it.
begins a floating castle consisting of 100 floors. The players lived in a world with
I
4
love you, Darren.
Will you just come on already?
wrists and legs, relying only on their
I love you,
sword
Darren.
around
you too.
the upper floors. Defeat countless monsters and make their way endlessly to the top. Magic, considered a essential part of fantasy and RPGs, had been boldly left out. An almost endless number of skills called sword skills were created. It was part of the plan to let players actually feel the experience of fighting with their own bodies through full dive as much as possible. Skills were varied, including productive skills such as smithing, leatherworking, and sewing, and everyday skills such as fitting, cooking, and playing music, allowing the player to have an adventure.
I love you so much.
I love you so much too, Darren.
The huge game, but also actually live in.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I love you so much too.
But for chapter 3 through whatever, I'm probably gonna have to find some other stores.
Right, yeah.
It. If they so wanted, and if their skill levels were high enough, they could buy a house and live as shepherds. As the information was steadily revealed, the gamer's enthusiasm only grew. The beta test only recruited 1,000 testers. It is said that 100,000 people, equivalent to half the total number of Nerf gear sold at the time, volunteered to be testers. Luck was the only reason I got through the narrow gap and was picked. Beta testers also received the additional benefit of being able to pre-order the game. The 2 months of beta testing were like a dream. At school, I thought endlessly of my skill set, equipment, and items. I ran all the way home as soon as school ended and dived till dawn. The beta test ended in the blink of an eye. On the day my character was reset, I felt a sense of loss, as if half of my actual self had been cut away. And now, November 6, 2022, Sunday. Sword Art Online, after all the preparations were finished, officially started its online service at 1 p.m. Of course, I had been waiting for 30 minutes and then logged on without a second's delay. When I checked the server, over 9,500 people had already logged on. It seemed as if all the people who had been lucky enough to get their hands on the game felt the same way I did. All the online sites announced that the game was sold out seconds after it had gone on sale. The offline sales, which had started yesterday, had created lines of people who had queued up for 4 days, creating enough of a racket to get on the news. That meant that all the people who had been able to buy a copy of the game were almost all serious game addicts. Klein's actions showed this clearly as well. After I had logged on to SAO, I started running through the nostalgic stone-paved roads of the starting city, headed for the weapons shop. Realizing that I was a beta tester, after seeing me start a dash, Klein ran over without any hesitation. "Hey, teach me a few things," he begged. I wondered if he'd be so shameless and demanding to a person he hadn't met before. I was so lost for words, it was almost amazing. Then why don't we go to the weapons shop?" I answered like some NPC. We ended up forming a party, and I began teaching him some basics of fighting. And that's how we ended up in this current situation. To tell the truth, I didn't get along with people in real life. In games, perhaps even less so. During beta testing, I got to know a couple of people, but I didn't get close enough to anyone to actually call them a friend. But Klein had a side to him I wrote, and I didn't find this uncomfortable either. Thinking that I might be able to get along with him, I opened my mouth. "So what are you to do? Do you want to keep hunting till you get used to it?" "Sure," is what I want to say, but... Klein's delicate eyes looked at the bottom right of his vision. He must have been checking the time. "Well, I should log off and eat. I ordered some pizza for 5:30. "Pretty thorough," I said at a loss for words. Klein thrust out his chest. "Of course," he said proudly. "I promised to meet some mates at the starting city in a bit. I could introduce you to some of them, and you could register them as friends. That way you could always send messages. How about it?" I mumbled subconsciously. I got along with Klein pretty well. but there was no guarantee that it'd be the same for his friends. I felt like there would be a higher chance of not getting along with them, and, as a result, fall out with Klein as well. Should I? Seeming to understand the reason for my not-so-confident answer, Klein shook his head. "Oh, I don't mean to force you. There'll be a chance to introduce him sometime anyway." "Yeah, sorry." "Thanks." As soon as I thanked him, Klein shook his head vigorously. Hey, I should be the one thanking you. I got a lot of help from you. I'll pay you back sometime soon, mentally." Klein smiled and took another look at the clock. "Well, I'll log off for a bit. Thanks a lot, Kirito. Be seeing ya." With that, he put his hand forward. At that moment, I thought this person would have been a great leader in the game, and shook his hand. "Yeah, see you around." We each let go of the other's hand. That was the point where Aincrad, or Sword Art Online, stopped being just some fun
This is good. Nikki,
I'm here.
this is good.
game for me. Klein stepped back a bit, put his right index and middle fingers together, and pulled downwards. This was the action that opened the main menu window. Immediately afterwards, there was a ringing sound, and a shining purple rectangle appeared. I moved a bit, sat on a rock, and opened my menu too. I started moving my fingers to organize the items that I had gotten from fighting before. Then, "Huh?" Klein said in a strange tone. "What's this? There's no lockout button." I stopped moving my fingers and raised my head at that. "No button? No way. Look a bit closer," I said, just confused. The swordsman opened his eyes wide beneath the bandana and pushed his face closer to the menu. The rectangle, wider than it was high, had a bunch of buttons to the left and a silhouette showing what equipment you had on the right. At the bottom of the menu, there was a log out button that allowed you to escape from this world. As I was turning my head to my inventory, that was the items I had gained over hours of fighting, Klein started speaking in an unusually high voice. "It's really not there. You take a look, Kirito." "I told you, there's no way that it's not there." I muttered with a sigh as I tapped on the button on the top left to go back to the main menu screen. The inventory window on the right closed and the main screen reopened. To the left of the silhouette, which still had quite a lot of empty spaces, there was a long row of buttons. I moved my hand down in a movement that had almost become a habit, and my body froze. It wasn't here. As Klein had said, the button that had been there during the beta test, no, even right after I logged on, had disappeared. I stared at the empty space for a couple of seconds, then looked through the menu, making sure that I hadn't just changed its position. Klein looked up with "right" written on his face. "Not there, right?" "Yeah, it's not there." I nodded, although it felt silly annoying to agree so easily. Klein smiled and started rubbing his thick chin. "Well, it's the first day, so these sort of bugs could occur. Around about now, the GM should be crying by now from the number of messages flooding in," Klein said calmly. "Is it alright for you to stand around like that? You said that you ordered some pizza, didn't you?" I asked teasingly. "Oh, that's right." I smiled as I watched him jump around, his eyes wide. I threw away a couple of items I didn't need from my inventory, which had turned red from having too many items, and then walked over to Klein. "They had showed me pizza and ginger ale." "Why don't you just call the GM? They might cut you off from their side." "I tried, but there's no response. It's already 5:25. "Hey, Kirito, isn't there some other way to log out?" After listening to what Klein, who was waving both arms, said, my face became rigid. I felt a groundless fear send a chill down my back. "Let's see. To log out," I said while thinking. "To get out of this virtual reality and back to my room, I have to open the main menu, press the log out button, and press yes on the window that popped up on right." It was pretty simple, but at the same time, apart from that procedure, I wasn't aware of any other way of logging off. I looked at Klein's face, situated quite a bit higher than my own, and shook my head. "No, there's none. If you want to log yourself off, you have to use the menu. Apart from that, there's no other way." "That's impossible. There's got to be something." Klein suddenly started shouting as if he was denying my statement. "Return! Log out! Escape!" But of course, nothing happened. There were no voice commands that say of that description. Harry Klein shouted this and that, and even jumped around. I spoke to him. "Klein, it's useless. Even the manual doesn't have anything on emergency access terminations." "But this is just stupid. Even if it's a bug, I can't go back to my room and my body when I want to." Klein shouted with a bewildered expression on his face. I totally agreed with him. This was unfeasible. It was complete nonsense. but it was indisputably the truth. Hey, what is this? It's just really weird. Right now we can't get out of this game. Klein gave a desperate laugh, then quickly started talking again. Wait, we can just turn the power off, or just pull the gear off. As I watched Klein move his hands, as if he was trying to take off some invisible hat, I felt the anxiety returning. That's impossible, both of them. Right now we can't move our bodies, our real bodies. The nerve gear intercepts all the signals that our brain is sending here. I tap the back of my head, and reroutes them to move our avatars here. Klein slowly closed his mouth and put his hands down. We both stood speechless for a while, each lost in thought. To reach the full dive state, the nerve gear intercepts the signals that our brain sends down our spines, and translates them so that we can control our avatars in this world. So however wildly we swing our arm out here, the arm of my real body, lying on my bed right now, wouldn't move an inch, ensuring that I wouldn't hit my head against the corner of my table or anything. But because of this function, we can't cancel the full dive of our own free will right now. So unless the bug is fixed or somebody in the real world takes the gear off, we have to wait it out. I mumbled, still a little dazed. I sadly signaled my agreement. But I live by myself. You? I hesitated slightly, but told him the truth. I live with my mom and my younger sister, a family of 3. I think that I'll be forced out of the dive if I don't come down for dinner. What? How old is your sister? Klein suddenly looked at me, his eyes sparkling. I pushed his head away. You're pretty common now, aren't you? She's in a sports club and hates games, so she's got nothing in common with people like us. But more than that, I spread my right arm in an attempt to change the subject. Don't you think it's weird? Well, sure, since it's a bug. No, I mean, it's not just a bug. It's a I can't log out bug. It's a big enough problem to bother the operation of the game itself. Like your pizza in the real world is getting cold every second. It's an actual economical loss, isn't it? A cold pizza? That's as meaningless as hard to tow. I ignored these meaningless comments and kept talking. If it's like this, the operator should take the server down and log everyone out, whatever the cost. But it's been 15 minutes since we first noticed this, and there hasn't even been a system message, let alone taking the server down. It's just too weird. Now that I think of it, you're right. Klein started rubbing his chin with a serious expression on his face. In the area beneath the bandana, which covered a little bit of a sharp nose, intelligence sparkled in his eyes. I started listening to Klein, feeling a little strange about talking with someone whom I'd never meet if I erased my account. The company which created SAO, Argus, is a company that's famous for being considerate of its users, isn't it? That's why everyone was fighting to get their hands on a copy, even though it's the first online game. It's sort of meaningless if they screw it up like this on their first day. I agree. And SAO is the first VR MMORPG. If something goes wrong now, they might pass regulations for the whole genre. Klein and I looked at each other's virtual faces and sighed. Minecraft seasons were based on reality, so it was early fall here as well. I looked up, sucking in the virtual air, taking a deep, cold breath. 100 meters away, I could just about see the light purple bottom of the second floor. As I followed the uneven surface, I saw the huge tower, the labyrinth. That was the path to the upper floor, and saw that it was connected to the outer entrance. It was just past 5:30, and the small strip of sky that could be seen was red, with the light of the sunset. Despite the situation I was in, seeing the endless plains painted gold with the light of the evening sun, I found myself speechless in front of the beauty of this virtual world. Right after that, the world changed forever.
Okay, hold on. Let me look for one.
You know?
Okay, there we go.
Yay.
Sword Art Online, Volume 1, Chapter 3. Ding, ding. A chiming noise like bell, or perhaps a warning chime, sounded loudly, making Clyde jump up in surprise. Ah, what's this? We shouted at the same time, staring at each other, our eyes wide. Both Klein and I were immersed in a clear blue pillar of light. Past the blue veil, the planes in my vision blurred steadily. I experienced this a few times during the beta testing. It was a teleport initiated by an item. I didn't have the prerequisite item, nor did I shout the proper command. The operators initiated a forced teleports? If so, why didn't they even inform us? As my thoughts raced, the light around me grew stronger, and darkness overtook me. As the blue light faded, my surroundings became clear again. However, this wasn't a sunset-lit plain anymore. A large road paved with stone, medieval streets surrounded by the street lamps, and a huge pathos radiating in the dark light, a fair distance away ahead.
I'm checking because
Why isn't that a good one?
yeah, it's fine. It's just well, yeah, it's fine. Just
Sword Art Online, Volume 1, Chapter 3.
yeah, it's fine. I'm just
Okay.
I'm just looking through all of them just to be sure.
Oh.
Hello, this is King Revis Dumas, King of Damas's Waffles, here reading Sword Art Online, a light novel series written by Reki Kawahara and illustrated by Amek. First written as a web novel under the pen name Kunori Fumio since 2002, and was published in 2009 at the same time as Excellium in the label Gendeki Bunko. I have no idea how to pronounce that. The project staff is comprised of these people: project administrator Violis, project supervisor Sharaman. The active translators are Tap, Pyron, and
I'm just restarting the book so that we can, you know.
Right.
Tepe. The retired translator is Sharaman. And MIA are Bakasama, Think Life, Aiko, Thunder, and Black Cats of the Full Moon. Editors are Auri, Black Cats of the Full Moon, Saori, Life, Dr. Faust, Chances, Chancs, 2001, Amarco, Jasso, Freedom Angel, and Spartan 3355. Prologue. A huge castle made of stone and steel floating in an endless sky. That was all this world was. It took a varied group of craftsmen 1 month to survey the place. The diameter of the base floor was about 10 kilometers, large enough that the entirety of Setagai fit on it. Above, there were 100 floors, stacked directly on top of each other. Its sheer size was unbelievable. It was impossible to even guess how much data it consisted of. Inside, there were a couple of large cities and countless small towns and villages, forests and plains, even lakes. Only one stairway linked each floor to another. The stairways were dungeons where large numbers of monsters roamed, so discovering and getting through was no easy matter. However, once someone broke through and arrived at a city in the higher floor, the teleport gates, there and in every city, the lower floors would connect, making it possible for anyone to move freely through these levels. Under these conditions, the huge castle had been steadily conquered over 2 years. The current front line is the 74th floor. The name of the castle was Eingrad, a world of battles with swords that continued floating and engulfed approximately 6,000 people, otherwise known as Sword Art Online. Chapter 1. A gray sword cut my shoulder. The thin line at the top left corner of my but vision shrank slightly. At the same time, a cold hand pressed over my heart. The blue line, called the HP bar, is a visual rendering of my life course. There was still a little over 80% left. No, the phrase isn't appropriate enough. Right now, I was about 20% closer to death. I dashed backwards before the enemy's sword even began its attacking motion. Ha! I forced a huge breath to steady myself. The body in this world didn't need oxygen, but the body on the other side, or rather, the body lying down in the real world, would be breathing heavily. My limp hands would be soaked with sweat, and my heartbeat would be off the charts. Of course. Even if everything I see right now is nothing more than a rendering of a 3D virtual reality, the bar will include nothing more than a bunch of numbers that showed my victory. The fact that I was fighting for my life didn't change. When you think about it like that, the fight was extremely unfair. That's because the man in front of me, a humanoid with dully shining arms covered in dark green scales and a lizard's head and tail, was not a human. Nor was it really alive. It was a digital lump that the system would replace however many times it was killed. No. The AI that controlled the lizard man was studying my movements and enhancing its ability to respond to them with every second that passed. However, the moment that this unit was destroyed, the data reset and wasn't passed on to the unit that would be regenerated in this area. So in a sense, the lizard man was also alive, a single being unique to this world.
You like this?
Right?
I do. Very
There's
interesting.
no way that I would have understood the word that I had muttered to myself. But the lizard man, the level 82 monster called the Lizard Man Lord, hissed and smiled, showing the sharp fangs that protruded from his long jaw. It's reality. Everything in this world is real. There's no virtual reality or fakery of any kind. I shifted the one-handed longsword in my right hand to waist high and watched the enemy. The lizard man moved the buckler in his left hand forward and drew back the scimitar to his right. A chill breeze blew into the shadowed dungeon, and the flame of the torch shone. The wet floor softly reflected the flickering torchlight. Kah! With a tremendous scream, the lizard man leapt. The scimitar drew a sharp arc as it flew towards me. A blinding orange light hit its trajectory. A high-class, one-handed sword skill of the curved sword, Bell Crescent. It was a formidable charge-type sword skill that covered the distance of 4 meters in 0.4 seconds. But I was already expecting an attack. I slowly reduced distance in order to induce the AI to create the situation. I closed in on the lizard. My mind registering the burning smell that was left there centimeters in front of my nose. Ah! With a short shout, I swung my sword horizontally. The sword, now covered in sky blue
He
light,
explains it well.
right.
He's
Right,
getting into
right.
detail like really well. He's explaining it so well. He gets into detail.
But the screaming scares me. I'm like,
Yeah, it scared me too. It made me jump.
It was a little scream.
so I'm like, I'm trying to explain it. I'm trying to, I want to do this, the full book. So I'm trying to, like, get all the,
However, my sword didn't stop. The system assisted me through the programmed movement, changing the next slash.
I know what you were saying, Darren.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes, I
This is the
do.
most important.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I just reset the book so that we could do it all together,
Alright.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes, I do know what you mean.
The element of
No, I
battle
do.
is this sword scale. The sword sped off the right and left and cut the lizard man's chest. In this stage, I spun my body in full circle, and the third strike struck the enemy more deeply than before. Rah! As soon as the lizard man recovered from being stunned briefly because it had failed to hit with a big skill, it screamed with rage, or perhaps fear, and raised its scimitar high in the air. But my chain had not ended. The sword that had been swinging right suddenly sprang, as if forced by a spring,
Oh,
left
yeah.
and up and hit its heart, a critical point. sky blue rhombus drawn by my 4 consecutive hits flashed and then scattered. The horizontal consecutive 4 hits, horizontal square. The clear light shone strongly in the same time, which in a single dot. The huge body fell, leaving a long trail, and suddenly stopped awkwardly. The similar sound
That's why I don't like Chinese people.
polygons and disappeared.
What?
This is why I don't like Chinese people.
Why?
This is the reason why I do not like Chinese people. Chinese is flustered, recently stood up to dogs meat, traded and rescued. Other people rescued 900 dogs. Chinese people have stolen dogs from other people.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like Chinese people at all. I hate them. I do not like them. I don't care if they're listening to me. I don't care if they can hear me. I don't care if they're watching. I don't like that culture, and I wish it would go. Because they eat dog and they eat cat. I don't like that crap. You know? No. That's sick.
It's instantaneous and short. Perfect.
So you ready? You ready to continue it? You ready to continue it?
Yeah. Would you want your dog to be kidnapped too?
No.
Why are you watching a naked girl?
No, it's
You
the
don't have any respect for a girl.
no.
You, Kevin, I swear to gosh.
No. It's the
Kevin likes checking out guys, and you like checking out girls.
no. It's the it goes through the thing of the book. While he's talking, it's going through photos of the book.
I'm sure you're enjoying it too.
A single trace. I glanced at the virtual experience points of the dropped items I received, appearing in a purple font in the center of my vision, and swung my sword right and left before sheathing it, the scabbard up on my back. I backed away a few steps and slid slowly down with my back against the dungeon wall. I spat out the breath I was holding, and closed my eyes.
Oh, okay.
My temples started throbbing, perhaps from the fatigue of the long flight. I shook my head a couple of times to get rid of the pain, and opened my eyes. The shining clock at the bottom of my right field of vision showed that it was already past 3 p.m. I should get out of the labyrinth, or I won't make it to the city before dark. Should I get started? There's nobody here to listen. I spoke and got up slowly. I was done making progress for the day. I somehow escaped the hand of death again today, but after a brief rest, tomorrow will come with more battles. When fighting battles without a 100% chance of victory, however, many safety nets you repair, there's going to be a day when you fall out of Lady Luck's favor. The problem is whether this game will be cleared or not before I draw the ace of spades. If you value your life above all else, staying in a village and waiting for somebody else to clear the game is the wisest route to take. But I go to the front lines every day. So, am I simply an addict of VR MMO who keeps increasing his stats through countless battles? Or am I an idiot who insolently believes that he can win freedom of everyone in this world with a sword? As I started walking towards the labyrinth entrance with a slight smile of self-scorn, I thought back to that day, 2 years ago, the moment that everything ended and began.
Not bad.
Another disclaimer. You have to remember that I'm doing this completely on the spot, unrehearsed, and I'm making very few edits. So, if you have a problem, then just go read the damn book. If you think there's something wrong with my grunts going like, ah, 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 like Link, well, then just tell me. Swear to science. I do not even think those sound good.
Sorry. But there must be.
Get me at heart attack. Like I needed that.
Sort of. Another disclaimer. You have to remember that I'm doing this completely on spot, unrehearsed, and I'm making very few edits. So, if you have a problem, then just go read the damn book. If you think there's something wrong with my grunts going like ah, 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 like Link, well then just tell me, because I swear to science, I do not even think those sound good. Sword Art Online, Volume 1, Chapter 2. Ah! 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 The sword swinging to these strange sounds swished around, cutting nothing but air. Right afterwards, the blue boar, which is surprisingly quick, considering its bulk, charged fiercely at its assailant. I burst into laughter watching it fly through the air and roll on the hill after getting hit by the boar's flat nose. Not like that. The first movement is important, Klein. Bastard. We've been playing assailant, a party member named Klein, got up and glanced at me while answering plaintively. Kirito, even you said that. I can't do anything about the fact that it's moving. I met this person who had reddish hair held up by a bandana, simple leather armor worn over his thin body a few hours ago. If he had revealed his name, it would have been hard to admit the honorifics. But
This is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm doing this because I want to read the book.
I know you do.
And I can't read the book because it's in Japanese.
Hey, Darren.
I'm putting, like...
Learn how to speak it.
his name, Klein, and mine, Kirito, were both names we had made up for our characters. Putting Son or Kun at the end of them would sound more confident than anything. The legs of this person in question started shaking. Seems like he's a little dizzy. I picked up a pebble from the undergrowth at my feet and raised it above my shoulder. As soon as the system detected the first motion of his sword skill, the pebble started giving off a slight green light. After that, my left hand almost moved by itself, and the pebble went flying, drawing a straight up.
The way they do it in the anime is like...
Yeah.
Straight line of light hitting the boar between its eyebrows. The boar squealed in fury and turned towards me. Of course they move. They're not trained dummies. If you begin with the correct motion, the system will put your sword skill into motion and hit the target for you. Motion. Muttering this like some kind of spell, Klein realized that he held his right hand. Although the blue boar, officially named Friendly Boar, was a level 1 monster, Klein had lost almost half his HP by being hit by thunderbolts due to wild skill. Well, even if he died, he just started sitting regular. Coming all the way out in this hunting ground again was somewhat annoying. It seemed like there was one move left before the fight reached its conclusion. I cocked my head as I blocked the boar's charge with the sword in my right hand. How should I explain? It's not like 1, 2, 3 that explains. But it's more like gathering a bit of energy, and then as soon as you feel the skill start, it goes BAM! And you feel it hit the monster. Bam, eh? Klein's roughly handsome face grimaced itself into an insightful image as he leveled his sword at his waist. Inhale, exhale. After taking a deep breath, he lowered his stance and raised his sword as if he was going to shoulder it. This time, the system sensed the pose correctly, and the arcing sword slowly started shining orange. Ah! With his low yell, he jumped off the ground with a movement that was completely different from the ones before.
Well...
Thank you for scaring me 5 more times like you need to.
Dude, I can't help it.
Oh, I'm sure you can help it, Darren.
We're gonna be reading this book. We have to
I'm just messing
take
around.
into account.
I'm just messing around.
Flame trajectory through the air. The Reaper, the basic skill of one-handed curve,
No, it's
struck the
joking,
floor right at his pouch.
Darren.
Got rid of the rest of its HP. Which,
Darren.
about half.
I love you.
You know, I love you too. You know I was joking.
What?
You know I was joking, right?
Yeah.
I love you.
I'm gonna post this to you just in case we don't have enough time to finish it.
Yeah, I love you, baby.
But I'm pretty sure that we do because it's not time for
It's
dinner.
6:38, Darren. We have a lot of time, honey. I love you, baby. I love you, Darren.
Can you do me a favor?
What? You can't say it on here.
No, can you do me a favor? Can you put it to yourself?
Yes, I love you,
Since I
Darren.
can do it.
I say it.
I love you, baby.
I love you too, baby.
Just in case. I'm pretty sure that we have enough time to finish this chapter, but can you add it to yourself?
I'm already on top of that, Rose.
Alright, thanks. Rose?
Titanic rim. Listen to what he says.
Titanic reference.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, wow.
Quinn uses it all the time, so I thought of using it too.
Really?
Leo, something
Comes
happened.
out. What else is new?
I'm okay. What are your boys?
He sounds different.
Yeah, that's because he can only speak backwards. It was fun for about the first 5 minutes. Now I just want to rip his head off.
Wait, where's Bree? And if you say she went to Paris for crepes, I'm gonna lose it.
I don't know where she is. Something woke us up in the middle of the night. She started bouncing around the room like a pinball, and I haven't seen her since. I haven't seen anything since.
Alright, okay, I'm gonna call her. I'm gonna call her, and I'm gonna get her back. Call Bree. Bree! No! Please don't tell me you've got back in time.
No, I just woke up and started running. The next thing I knew, I was in the middle of the desert, my feet were smoking, and my navigation system was all goofed up. My phone's right side. What am I gonna do?
Bree!
Oh, guys, a little help here, please.
Okay, alright, and there you go, buddy.
Well, there is going to be a lot of noise. You know what I mean? Because of the... You know.
Right.
But we got to get used to that if we're going to complete the book.
That's Amanda. That's Amanda Salinas. I forgot how this one. So sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just like right now. What?
It gave a painful cry as its large body shattered like glass and purple numbers appeared, showing how many virtual experience points it gained. Yeah! Klein struck an overblown pose of victory with a huge smile on his face, and raising his left hand, I high-fived him and smiled again. Congrats on your first victory, but that's a bore. It's about as hard as slimes from other games. Really? I thought it was some kind of semi-boss or something. Not a chance. My smile became a little forced as I sheathed my sword on my back. Even though I was teasing him, I could understand what he was feeling right now. Since I had 2 more months of experience in him, it was only now that he could feel the exhilarating feeling of destroying his enemy with his own hands. Klein started to use the same sword skill over and over again, yelling as he did so, perhaps the way he's practicing. I left him alone and looked around. The endlessly stretching plains gave off a beautiful red as the sun had started setting. Way up north, there was a silhouette of the forest, sparkling lake down south, and I could just about make out the walls that surrounded the city to the east. In the west, there was a limitless sky going unfurled, with bunches of golden clouds drifting by. We were at the plains that stretched to the west of the starting city, which was situated in the north and the first floor of the colossal floating castle, Minecraft. There had been some numerous players fighting monsters here, but because of the enormous size, none of them were visible. Finally seeming satisfied, Klein sheathed his sword and walked over while observing the area well.
Alright, I'm just...
Really, how many times however many times I look at this, I still can't
all you're
it's
gonna,
fascinating.
all you're gonna see is photos.
Well, even if you say inside, it's not like our souls are sucked in.
You know.
Our brain's just seeing and hearing with our eyes and ears.
You know what I mean?
It signals up the nerve
Maybe you
ears.
want to see the photos yourself. Yeah.
Klein pouted like a kid. You might be used to it now, but for me, it's the first time doing a full dive. Isn't it awesome? Really? It's a relief that I was born in this era. You're exaggerating. But as I laughed, I totally agree with him. Nerve Gear. That's the name of the hardware that drove this VR MMORPG, Sword Art Online. The basic structure of this machine is totally different from what it was. Unlike the old-style man-machine interface hardware like flat-screen monitors or handheld controllers, Nerve Gear had only one single interface, a streamlined interface that covered your whole head and face. Inside, there were numerous signal transceivers. By using the electric signals sent by those transceivers, the gear accessed the user's brain itself. The user didn't use their eyes or ears to see and hear. The signals were sent directly to their brain. In addition, the machine could access not only sight and sound, but also touch, taste, and smell as well. That is to say, all five senses. After slipping the Nerve Gear on, locking the strap under your chin, and speaking the initiation command, like start, all the noise fades away and you're swathed in darkness. As soon as you pass the rainbow-colored circle in the middle, you're in another world made out of data. So, half a year ago, this machine successfully created a virtual reality. The electronic that created the gear called the actual.
What? What was it?
It just seems funny today.
I'm hungry.
Well, don't look at me. I'm not food.
You like this though?
Yes, I do.
I wanted the full book by that guy.
Okay, I'll tell you. Okay, it says I have suddenly. Okay, there's a picture of a whole bunch of guys with their shirt off, right? And it says I have suddenly forgot how to swim. So what I did is I copied it and I pasted it and then I sent it to Amanda Salinas and I said it was her, and then she said it was Hyatt. Cause Hyatt's boy crazy, you know.
So like, I wanted to get. Oh crap! I wanted to get all the chapters done by that guy.
Okay.
But if anything, this is like 1,000 times better because we're just gonna have to get used to the hi-yas and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's alright.
Reality, full dive. It was a total seclusion from reality, fitting of the word full. The reason for this was that the Nerve Gear not only sent fake signals to the five senses, but also blocked and rerouted the orders that the brain sent to the body. This can be called the most basic requirement for moving freely in a virtual reality. The body received the brain signals when the user was in full dive. The moment the user decided they want to run, their actual body would run into a wall. Because the Nerve Gear could reroute the brain sent to the spinal cord, Klein and I could both move our avatars around.
Cause like, you see the Japanese text, right?
Mhm.
He must know enough knowledge to translate.
He probably knows Japanese enough. And most likely, yes.
Really, screening
He's
our
probably smart.
We completely left it again. The fact of this experience captivated me and many gamers like me to the point where we were sure that we could never go back to old touching
that.
emotions.
Like some people.
Clem was staring at the wind passing through the plains, the castle walls off in the distance, with actual tears in his eyes. So, SA was the first game for Nerve Gear that you've ever played at? I asked. Klein looked like a calmly handsome warrior from the Sengoku period. He turned his head my way, nodded. Yeah. If he wore a serious expression on his face, he had an impressive bearing about him, worthy of an actor of a historical play. Of course, this was different from his actual body in the real world. He was an avatar made out of nothing, based on choosing from a list of options. Of course, I looked like a ridiculously handsome protagonist from some fantasy animation as well. Clyde continued his low, vigorous voice, which, of course, was different from his real voice as well. Well, to be exact, I started off the hard work for Rush after I managed to get my hands on that thing. There were only 10,000 the first batch, so I suppose I was really lucky. Well, if I think about it, we're 10 times luckier when you got picked for beta testing. They only picked 1,000! Yeah, I suppose. Klein kept staring at me, and consciously scratched my head. I remember the excitement and enthusiasm that Sword Art Online created when it was announced to the media like it was yesterday. Bureau of Gear had realized the future foundation for gaming with full die. However, due to the innovation of the actual machine, only unremarkable titles came forth for the all-important software. They all were puzzles, education-related, or environmental-type games, causing discontent among game addicts like me. Bureau of Gear can truly render a virtual reality, but you can only walk 100 meters before you hit a wall in that world. It was a huge letdown. It was almost unavoidable that hardcore gamers like me would only continue the experience of being within the game, especially in a certain game genre. We were waiting for a level of response game, the kind that let millions of players log in, believe, fight with, and live as characters of their own. That is to say, an MMORPG. In the anticipated craving reached its limit, the first VR MMORPG was announced just in time. Sword Art Online.
S-O.
The stage for the game was a floating castle.
I love this. I love it. Like,
I know.
it explains more than
Than
it.
I do.
It explains more than
me. I know.
you know I love you.
I know you do. I'm just messing around with you.
But you see the Japanese text, right? You can't. I'm pretty sure you can get it in English now.
I'm sure you can too. I don't
And
think.
in audiobook form now, but
Consisting of 100 floors.
this is a lot easier.
The players lived in a world with forests and lakes, relying only on their sword and drive to discover the route to the upper floors, to defeat countless monsters, and make their way endlessly to the top. Magic, considered an indispensable part of fantasy MMORPGs, had been boldly left out. An almost endless number of skills, called sword skills, were created. This part of the plan to let players actually feel the experience of fighting with their own bodies through full time as much as possible. Skills were varied, including productive skills such as smithing, and everyday skills such as fishing, cooking, and music, allowing the players not only to adventure the huge game but also actually live in it. If they so wanted, and if their skills were high enough, they'd buy a house and live as shepherds. As the information was steadily revealed, the gamers' enthusiasm only grew. The beta test only recruited 1,000 testers. It said that 100,000 people, the number of half of their gear sold at a time, volunteered to be a tester. Luck was the only reason that I got through the narrow gap in this pace. Beta testers would also receive the additional benefit of being able to pre-order the game. 2 months of the beta testing were like a dream. At school, I thought endlessly of my skill set, equipment, and items. I ran all the way home as soon as school ended and died till dawn. The beta test ended in the blink of an eye. On the day my character was reset, I felt a sense of loss as if half my active self had been cut away. And now, November 6, 2022, Sunday. Sword Art Online, after all the preparations were finished, officially started its online service at 1 p.m. Of course, I'd been waiting for 30 minutes and logged on without even a second's delay. When I checked the server, over 9,500 people had already logged on. It seemed as if all the people had been lucky enough to get their hands on the game, felt the same way I did. All the online shopping sites announced that the game was sold out seconds after it had gone on sale. The offline sales, which had started yesterday, created lines of people who had queued up for 4 days, creating enough brackets to get a front news. That meant that all the people who had been able to buy a copy of the game were all serious game addicts. Klein's actions showed this clearly as well. After I logged on to SAO, I started running through the nostalgic stone-paved roads of the starting city, headed for the weapon shop. Realizing that I was a beta tester after seeing me start the dash, Klein ran over without any hesitation. "Hey, teach me a few things," he begged. I wondered how we could be so shameless in demanding a person we hadn't met before. I was so lost for words, it was almost amazing. Then why don't we go to the weapon shop? I answered like some NPC. We ended up forming a party, and I began teaching him some basic fighting. That's how we ended up in this current situation. To tell the truth, I can get along with people in real life. Games, perhaps even less so. During beta testing, I got to know a couple of people, but I didn't get close enough to anyone to actually call them a friend. The Klein had a side to him that grows on you. Didn't find some comfortable either. Thinking that I might be able to get along with him, I opened my mouth. So, what do you want to do? You want to keep hunting until you get used to it? Sure, is what I want to say, but... Klein's eyes looked at the bottom of the right of his vision. Must have been checking the time. Well, I should log off to eat. I ordered some pizza at 5:30. Pretty thorough, I said, in hospital words. Klein thrust out his chest. Of course, he said proudly. I promised to meet some mates at the starting city in a bit. I could introduce you to some of them, and you could register them as friends. That way you could always send messages. How about it? I mumbled subconsciously. I got along with Klein pretty well, but there was no guarantee he'd be the same for his friends. I felt like there would be a higher chance of not getting along with them, and having themselves fall out with Klein as well. Should I? Seeming to understand the reason for my not so confident answer, Klein shook his head. I don't mean to force you. There'll be a chance to introduce them sometime anyway. Yeah. Sorry. Thanks. As soon as I thanked him, Klein shook his head vigorously. Hey, I should be the one thanking you. I got a lot of help from you. I'll pay you back sometime soon. Mentally. Klein smiled and took another look at the clock. Well, I'll log off for a bit. Thanks a lot, Kirito. I'll be seeing you. With that, he put his hands forward. At that moment, I thought this person would have been a great leader in another game and shook his hand. Yeah, see you around. We each let go of each other's hand. That was the point where ICRAD, or sort of mine, stopped being just some fun game for me. Klein stepped back for a bit, pushed his right index finger and thumb together, and pointed downwards. This was the action that opened the main menu window. Immediately afterwards, there was a ringing sound and a shining purple rectangle appeared. I moved back a bit, and sat rocking up to my menu too. I started moving my fingers to organize the items that I'd gotten to fight the war. Then, Klein said in a strange tone. What's this? There's no log out button. I stopped moving my fingers and raised my head at that. No button. No way. Look a bit closer, I said. The swordsman opened his eyes wide beneath the bandana and pushed his face closer to the menu. The rectangle, wider than it was high, had a bunch of buttons to the left, and a silhouette showing what equipment you had on the right. At the bottom of the menu, there was a log out button that allowed you to escape from this point. As I was turning my head to the inventory that listed the items I gained over hours of fighting, Klein started speaking in an unusually high voice. It's really not here. You take a look, Kirito. I told you there's no way that it's not there. I muttered with a sigh as I tapped on the cover. I'll have to go back to the menu. The inventory window on the right closed and the main screen reopened. The left of the silhouette, which had quite a lot of spaces, was a long row of buttons. I moved my hand down in a movement that had almost become a habit, and my body froze. It wasn't there. As Klein had said, the button had been there during the beta test. No. Even right after I logged on, it disappeared. I stared at the empty space for a couple of seconds and looked through the menu, making sure that it hadn't changed its position. Klein looked up with a right written on his face. Not there, right? Yeah, it's not there. I nodded, although it felt slightly annoying to agree so easily. Klein smiled and started throwing his big chin. Well, it's the first day, so these sort of bugs could occur. Around about now, the GM should be crying by now with a number of messages flooding in, Klein said calmly. Is it all right for you to stand around like that? You said you ordered some pizza, didn't you? I asked teasingly. Ah, that's right! I smiled as I watched him jump around, his eyes wide. I threw a couple of items I didn't need from my inventory, which turned red, and I walked over the line. Ah! My anchovy pizza and ginger ale! I went to call the GM. They might cut you off from their side. I tried, but there's no response. It's already 5:25. Hey, Kirito, isn't there some other way to log out? If you're listening to what Clyde, who was waiting for both arms,
Oh my.
said, my face became rigid. I felt a groundless fear. So it showed up like that. Please, log out. Now this virtual reality back to my room. I have to open the main menu, press the log out button, and press yes on the window that popped up on the right. It was pretty simple, but at the same time, part of the procedure. I wasn't aware of any other way to log out. I looked at the client's face, situated quite a bit higher than my head, and shook my head. No, there's none. If you want to log yourself off, you have to use the menu. Apart from that, there's no other way. That's impossible! There's got to be something! Klein suddenly started shouting as if he was denying my statement. Return! Log out! Escape! But of course, nothing happened. There's no voice commands in the SAO of that description. After Klein
Dinner in 5.
Okay. Dinner in 5 minutes.
shouted this and even jumped around,
Okay.
Klein
You gonna get back on or?
the manual doesn't have any emergency access terminations.
Yeah.
But this is just stupid. Even if it's a bug, I can't even go back to my room and my body when I want to. Klein
Okay, let me
shouted with a bewildered
just finish this and get to chapter
I
3.
totally agreed with him. This was impossible. It was complete nonsense. But it was indisputably the truth.
So would you mind getting off and then
Yeah, are you gonna get back on with me?
I'll tell you when I get back.
Alright, cool. You want me to watch it?
Yeah.
Cool.
Hey, what is this? It's really weird. Right now we can't get out of this game.
And if you kept on
We start talking.
telling them.
Wait, we can just turn the power off, or just pull the gear off. As I watched Clyde move his hand, he was trying to pick up some invisible habit. That's impossible. Both of them. Right now we can't move our bodies, our real bodies. We're reviewing and intercept all the signals that our brains sending. I tap the back of my head and reroute them to move our hours here. Klein slowly closed his mouth and put his hands down. We both stood speechless for a while. To reach full dive state, the nerve gear intercepts the signals our brain sends down our spines and translates them so that we can control our appetite for this world. So however wildly we swing our arm from bash here, on my real body wouldn't move much, ensuring that I wouldn't hit my head against the corner.
You still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Like it's 7:05. I gotta get off. So
Okay. Are you gonna get on though?
It's not dysfunctional.
I'm gonna get back on because I like this book.
You can't.
Up until 8 o'clock. Up until 8 o'clock.
Are you gonna say goodnight to me?
Yeah, I'll say goodnight to you when 8 o'clock comes. Because all they're doing is a rehash of Dancing with the Stars from the night before.
I'm not gonna watch it.
I'm not gonna watch it because up until 9 o'clock.
I'm proud of you.
No.
Oh god.
I'm not gonna watch it because like I'm gonna wait till 9 o'clock because that's when the new one starts.
You're not gonna watch it? Or are you gonna watch it?
I probably am gonna watch it.
Cancel. Both have our own free will right now. So, unless the bug is fixed or something,
I love you so much.
I love you so much too.
or somebody in the real world takes up the gear off, we have to wait it out. I mumbled, still a little dazed. I silently signaled my agreement. But I live by myself. You? I hesitatingly, but slightly, but told him. I live with my mom and younger sister, family of 3. I think I'll be forced out of the dive if I don't come down for dinner. But what? How old is your sister? Klein suddenly looked at me, his eyes sparkling again. I pushed away his head. You're pretty calm right now, aren't you? She's in a sports club and hates games, so she's got nothing in common with people like us. But more than that, I spread my right arm in an attempt to change the subject. Don't you think it's weird? Well, sure, it's a bug. No, I mean, it's not just a bug. It's a can't look out bug. It's a big enough problem to bother with the operation of the game itself. As your peace in the real world is getting colder every second. It's an actual economic loss.
Crap.
You go.
That's as meaningless as hard not to.
Sorry.
I ignore these meaningless
What
comments.
happened?
I should take the server down and log everyone out. Whatever
What
it's called.
happened?
But it's been 15 minutes since we first noticed it. There hasn't even been a system message, let alone taking the server down. It's just too weird. Now that I think about it, you're right. Klein started rubbing his chin with a serious expression on his face. The area beneath the bandana, which covered a bit of a shoulder, was intelligent sparkling in his eyes. I started listening to Klein, feeling a little strange about talking to someone who I'd never meet if I raised my account. The company which created SAO, Argus, is a company that's famous for being considerate of its users, right?
Hold on.
That's why everyone was fighting to get their hands on the copy, even though it's the first online
There it
game.
is.
It's sort of meaningless if they
Finally.
screw up like this on the first day. I agree. When SAO was the first VR MMORPG, if something goes wrong now, they might pass regulations for the whole genre. Klein and I looked at each other's virtual faces and sighed. Minecraft seasons were based on reality, so was early fall here as well. I looked up, sucking in the virtual air, taking a deep, cold breath. 100 meters away, I could just about see the light purple bottom of the second floor. As I followed
Yeah,
behind
I
the
gotta go.
fellas, I saw a
Alright.
huge tower, labyrinth.
See you back on.
Saw that it was unconnected to the
Alright,
other.
watch it, okay?
It
Okay.
was just past 500, a small strip of the
Love you.
sky.
Go off. Took me forever to find this, though.
Yes.
Recap is 8 o'clock. Well, when it's 9 o'clock, now. That goes without saying. Yes. Nikki, hold on. I have to call my aunt to tell her about dance. What the heck is this? Name 3 movies. Name a movie you have seen. There's more. That's funny. Hi. Just wanted to call you about dancing. Which was, I was kind of surprised that the guy got voted off. The guy got voted off. Have they done that before? 3 girls. Yeah. I was okay. Don't worry, you could just call her that because artificial link girl is not gonna. Yeah. Full House, yeah. Full House. Yeah. There's 3 because he was voted on. Yeah. Alright. 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock is the recap. 8 o'clock is the recap. If you haven't seen it. Yeah, 8 to 9, 9 to 10. So yeah, it's down to the 2, then they go dance. And they go dance off for the trophy. Well, they chose the they chose the champion with the voting tonight. I mean, yesterday. And they'll dance for the trophy tonight, and then they'll count the votes. Yeah, we'll know the winner tonight. Because this is the end all be all, whatever. Yeah. Which is probably gonna be interesting. Because like I never seen I think they should get married. Oh crap! No, I think they really should get married. I think they should date. Because he's never been like this. He's never been this nice. He's never been this nice. It's hard to any other part. Yeah. I think they should. Yeah, me too. Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. Yeah. Just 8 o'clock is the recap, and 9 o'clock is the start of the finale. Start of the which I'm gonna watch it because I've been watching it all season and been whacked. Yeah, she asked me. Yeah, she asked me what. Yeah, she asked me when it was, and I said around 8. Yeah, yeah. So I did tell her. I did tell her. Yeah, I explained the whole thing. But if she hasn't seen them from the night before, she should watch the recap. I'm probably gonna watch the recap because there's like, yeah, that's 8 o'clock. Because there's like never before seen footage and all that crap. So. Hold on. Ah, man. Yeah. No, and they said during week 1 that she's not gonna be. And not to mention we've had injuries. Oh my god, I totally didn't see that, but I'm like, no, yeah. I remember seeing something about an ambulance. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm betting on snowboarder because it's like me. It's like me. So yeah, it's like me. It's like me. So I'm like, go, whatever the heck her name is. Yeah, because it's like me. Yeah. Not it's not it's not been a pity party. It's not been a pity party. She was told week 1 that she wasn't being pitied. So yeah, I mean, yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to let you know. 8 o'clock. Yeah. All right. See you later. Bye. All right. Bye. Do I have to do it myself? Do I really have to do it? Oh, for goodness. Kevin, good lord. Leave me.
Aaron, I was watching you. You could have said, yeah.
Yeah, but Kev's waiting. So,
Huh?
Kev is waiting.
Whoa.
Kev,
Well, you gotta get off it soon, Darren.
I know. If he comes in to talk to you, tell him I had to get off.
Okay.
Okay, but at least I want to start chapter 3. I want to start it.
Okay.
Okay. Alright, I want to start it. Oh, hold on.
It was seen as red, the light of the sun sets. And despite the situation I was in, seeing the endless plains painted gold with the light of the evening sun, I found myself speechless in front of the beauty of this virtual world. But after that, the world changed forever.
Okay. I'm gonna send you chapter 3.
You're gonna send it to me?
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you. Now, where was that? Where was it? Where was it? Where was it? Chapter 1. Sheep. Whatever. Chapter 3. I'm gonna send it to you so that we can. But if you talk to him, tell him I had to get off.
I will. I'm saying it's getting late. Should probably just get off.
He's like waiting, so I don't want to disappoint. But
Well,
I
you
have
can
to.
have
Sort of online volume.
Okay, so just hold on. Give me a second to like do this.
Are you gonna like say goodnight to me now?
Yeah,
I'm here.
on Facebook.
Okay.
On Facebook. Sorry. Yeah. No, I'm just like, I'm not put breathing on my neck to get off with.
Oh, you probably should just get off. It's getting late.
Okay, but if you talk to Kevin, don't.
I would tell him to do it late tomorrow. After we can.
Post, okay?
After we can, I'll tell him after we can all stream together.
If he wants.
I'm sure he would. The only reason why he hasn't been on is because he's been working on getting his thing back. And now he got it back. I'm sure he's gonna want to cam,
But post that, alright?
Okay.
Alright. Anyway,
You gonna get on with me on cam?
I will in a second. I gotta do stuff.